And people wonder why I don't give my cat treats.
So, I picked up some packs. You see right there, 40 packs. We're gonna open them up, see what we got. See, try to understand what some of the cards do and what they don't.
Just picked them up, huh?
My 2 packs right now are currently... I'm mainly a Shaman deck. I love playing Shaman right now. It's fun. And I have a little ace in my card that I kind of used for like the last round, the 10th round. I do have Deathwing. And I try to hope that the other player pulls out all these cards. So if he pulls out a whole bunch of cards, I just wipe the whole board with everything, and Deathwing just comes out. And sometimes it's good, but sometimes I play little a-holes like Doizors that has Assassinate in his deck, and he'll kill my Deathwing in one shot. I hate him for that. That's why I'm gonna play Doizors, and I'm gonna title it Cheese versus Deathwing. Freaking Doizors in his rogue deck. Alright, so let's open up some packs. I hope for at least one legendary. If I could get one legendary, I'm happy. Alright, let's start off. First pack. We got Naturalize. Destroys a minion and draws 2 cards. That's for druids. Not bad. I mean, if you're gonna kill... Actually, it says destroy a minion. Doesn't really... It can destroy a really... It could be destroy a 10-10 creature, 10-12 creature, you know, big creature. And it doesn't matter. Like, I hate these little cards, especially they only cost 1. This is just like your Assassinate, but for a druid. You know, no matter... You're so happy you play this big-ass card, and then all of a sudden, boom. 1 cast. Your big card is gone. Hate you. Ooh. Now, I didn't know druids had a card like that. That's pretty nasty. A rare card. I've dealt with these against Doi. They just, as soon as they come out, knock out these 2 little creatures. Little creatures you want, like anything that has 2 health. Boom. Secret card. Explosive Trap. When your hero is attacked, deal 2 damage to all enemies. That is damn good. Especially if someone... I'm going to use the term weenie deck. It's an old Magic the Gathering term. It's basically, if anybody plays the white, the color white, it's a bunch of little creatures. But you could pump them out so fast, by the time you pull out 1 big creature, your health is almost down to nothing. So those are weenie decks, like little creatures. You pump them out so fast before you even get to pull out 1 card, you're overwhelmed and you lost the match. So this is like a weenie deck killer. I use this one in my deck. It's really nice. It's a 1/1 creature. Wind Fury means you can attack 2 times. So if you attack once, you can just attack again for 2 ice. Another nice strategy to use that I use is there's a creature on deck that your opponent has and you want to kill it. Okay, you know what? This creature can kill it, but you want to attack the person 1 time, so he does that 1 attack, and since he has a second attack, sacrifice him to kill that other creature. It's a nice little strategy there. Battle Cry gives... This is a cool card right here. When he comes onto play, gives your creature a Divine Shield. If anyone doesn't know what Divine Shield is, if I put a Divine Shield on this 2/2 creature, it gets to attack, takes no damage because it has a shield on him. Then once it attacks, the shield is gone. So then he could defend again, or whatever you want to have him to do. It's a nice little creature out there. So that's my first pack. Now I'm not going to go detailed to most of these packs. I might get doubles and all that, but the ones that I feel really cool, I'll explain. Or ones I have no idea what they do. Restores 4 health to your hero. 5/4 creature. Ooh, a Wisp! With a 0 cast card. Wow. That's nice. A 1/1 creature that can come onto play with no cast of mana. That's a good first turn creature. Demon Fire deals 2 damage to minion. If it's a friendly demon, give it 2/2 instead. Wow, that's not bad. A Divine Shield, like I explained before, Divine Shield. And here's my rare. Heads Rack, deal 2 damage to enemy hero. Return this card to... Wow. That's nasty. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Then it returns right back to your hand. And then you could cast it again. And then return it right back to your hand. That's pretty damn evil card. And look, it's a Doi deck. It's a rogue deck. A Hyena. Whenever a friendly beast dies, you gain 2/1. That's pretty cool. Of course, the Hunter deck. Golden Rare. Angry Chicken. Enrage. Wow, Enrage +5
He got
attack.
the chicken. He got the chicken.
I got the Angry Chicken. I just don't get it because it's +5 attack, right? Enrage. Usually Enrage is when you take damage, he gains a +5. So you have to actually put health into him so he can survive an attack to get +5. So it's cool, but kind of a waste. If you put a Divine Shield on him, then wow, you can actually, if you have a few Divine Shield on you, like 2 of them, you could bring this chicken into a 10-1. He could become a Deathwing.
Horthal has left the server.
This is a pretty cool card. Gives any creature, any minion with taunt. So taunt is like your... You might still brick. You should be still checking if you can still get the key. I'm pretty sure you're still eligible to get it. I'm 100% sure that you can. I'm drinking coffee too, so. So I was telling a few guys last night. Last night I went to a Japanese fusion place. Loved it. Had sushi, and I'm really not a fish lover, but I love sushi. Usually when I have sushi, I'll have avocado rolls, which is just avocado, no fish, no nothing. But yesterday, you know, I said F it. You know, I'm at this nice restaurant, and I'm really enjoying myself. So I ordered something called the Dragon, which was a nice... It had crab, it had shrimp, and it had a whole bunch of other vegetables. It was so cool. It looked like, the way they did it looked like a dragon because they took the shrimp tails and they made it like little antennas for a dragon. It's pretty cool. And then I just had some other good stuff too. Actually, I had a drink, some weird coconut drink. I'm not a drinker, but you know, I really go out for dinner, so I went out. It was a friend's birthday, so we took her out for dinner. We had a good time. I love sushi. Love sushi. Alright, so back to the decks. Rampage. Give a damaged minion +3/3. Now that is awesome. Of course, it's a warrior deck. I have not played with a warrior deck yet. I've seen the nastiness a warrior deck can do, but I'm sorry, I just keep thinking of this damn video that Halvanas gave me. It's the Deke Sealant, and it basically he's saying about his deck, like a patio deck, but he says Deke, like Dick. And it's just like he just makes these funny jokes like my friend's neighbor's wife loves my dick. She's over all the time on my dick. I have 20-30 friends on my dick. They're all on it. We have a party on my dick. I can last for weeks on my dick. So whenever I say deck here, it just reminds me of that damn video Blame Halvadas for that. You just gotta type deck, and you'll see the parody of it. It's hysterical. All right, so let's keep opening pack because I'm just. All right, this is like this guy's right here like a little oh shit, not oh shit button, but a defensive one. You know, I got a whole bunch of guys gonna attack me. 0-4, he could fend off maybe 1-2 rounds before he dies with a 1 cast button. It's not bad. Alright, let's keep going. Acolyte of Pain. Draw a card every time he takes damage. Depends what type of deck you use for that. Okay, we got a rare. Your opponent has 4 or more minions. Take control of one of them. Random. That is a nice card. That is a real... And it's all classes. Wow. That is a nice card. Power on. Give friendly minion plus 4/4 until end of turn. If it dies, then it dies horribly. Wow. Okay. So the situation I would use this is you have a creature that you know it's gonna die next round. What the hell? Power it up, send it into attack, and it dies next turn anyway. So either which way it's gonna die. Either your turn or your opponent's turn, it's gonna die. So it's a nice little suicide bomber there. It's no pun intended, and don't condone any of that. We talked about this Divine Shield. Stealth cats. Anything with stealth is really nice because anything with stealth, as soon as you play them, they cannot be targeted. They're in stealth until you attack with that card. They can't be attacked in any way or form. They're just, you can't touch them. So they're nice little cards to get. Epic. Destroy a minion with attack of 7 or more. Wow. That's could be one of those game breakers. You think you have this big creature and it's gonna do a lot of damage like I do. With when I bring out Deathwing, like Deathwing, yeah. The opponent can have this card. Druid Claw. Choose one. Charge or +2 health or taunt. This is a nice card to have. Depending, this is like a situational card. All right, either you're on the offensive, so you give him charge automatically, so he can attack as soon as he comes out. You can give him more health, or you give him more health and he has taunt, so he can either be an offensive or defensive as soon as he comes out. That's a nice card to get. Young Priestess. At any turn, give a random friendly creature +1 health. That's a nice card in one of your damaged creatures. Silence is a minion. I've actually had this used on me. I was actually thinking, why silence? Silence kind of sounds useless. But I have some cards that example, charge. If you put it on that, he can't charge. Or if a creature dies, you get to draw a card. Well, he's silenced. That ability, if he dies, you can't use that ability. If he dies, you can't get to draw a card. So that silence got used on me, and it was pretty nasty. I was playing against a priest deck. Ancient Brewmaster. Return friendly minion to battlefield to your hand. I really not iffy with this card, how it's really used. I've seen it used against me, but I don't know. Epic! Cost 1 less for each card in your hand. Look at that. Oh, it's wow. That's pretty nice. But the chances of you using this, it's almost slim. I mean, it's a 12 casting card. You have 4 cards in your hand. It's going to cost 8 to cast. I mean, it's situational. I really can't see myself using that. The Ringleader. Summons 2/1 Defiant Bandit. That's pretty cool. Another Doi deck. Rare. Chance of any minions to attack of 1. Huh. That's pretty nice. That's I'm gonna mess with you. So you just if you see a creature, 7/8 creature, change his attack to 1. You attack him. You know, he won't do much damage to you. Eviscerate. Deal 2 damage. Combo deals 4 damage instead. See, I don't play the rogue deck. I don't understand that card that well. If I had Doi here, he can explain a little better. Alright, Cone of Cold. Freezes minion to the next of it and damage to them. Okay. It's a freeze, basically. Freezes, if you get frozen, you can't attack that creature that's frozen. You can't attack on your turn. You have to wait another turn for him to come out so you can attack with him. Enrage, Wind Fury, and +1 attack. I have used this guy. He is nasty. Wind Fury lets him attack twice. Enrage lets him, every time he takes damage, he gains more attack power. And he gets +1 attack. Nasty. Twilight Drake gains 1 health for each card in your hand. Wow. Once again, it's one of those cards you really don't see yourself using. I mean, your average person maybe be holding about 3 cards in their hand. So you bring them as a 4/3 creature. Overload 1, you get a weapon for your guy. Whenever a secret is played, you gain +1/1. Wow. Once again, you don't really get to see people. I mean, I haven't met many people. Oh, Golden Eviscerate. But I was saying, I really don't see many people using secrets yet. But I haven't been really playing the big pro players, so I don't know. But I haven't met. I've only met one person out of all the times I've played that used secrets. So. Rare. Peacekeeper again. A Wraith deals 3 damage to a minion or 1 damage and draw a card. It's a pretty cool card. Situational. You want to either kill a creature or you want another card so you can play something. Slam. I've never seen this one. War, of course. Deals 2 damage to a minion. If it survives, draw a card. Pretty cool card. Wind Fury. I love this card. It comes out. Only bad thing is Overload. If someone doesn't know what Overload is, it's for shamans. Basically, you have your mana crystals, and when you cast something with Overload, depending on the number it has, next round those mana crystals are locked. So you can't. Instead of having 3 mana crystals, you only can use 1. But in the other side, you get a powerful creature really fast. I mean, 3/1 is pretty nice. As soon as your hero attacks, gain 8 armor. Mage. Wow. That's a pretty cool one. I never really considered mages using armor. Like the armor like a warrior does. Wow. Of course, a rogue deck. Because they can just keep adding their weapon. Destroy your weapon and deal its damage to all enemies. You know what? I'm sorry to say this. And forgive me for saying this. That's what you get, Doi. I hate you, Doi. Blade Fury. Ooh. Ugh. Doi and his freaking his rogue deck. Alright, secret. Summon an enemy, attack some. I actually did this. I have used this secret. It's pretty cool. You just use it. It just summons a defender. It's nice little. I've been playing with a paladin deck. Brewmaster, we talked about before, sends a card to your hand. Cold Blood. Another rogue card. Gives a minion +2 attack combo +4 attack instead. Once again, I never played rogue decks, so I don't know that well. Rare. This is one of my favorite on my shaman deck. Lava Burst, 5 damage. But the overlord cost is 2, but it's a 3 cast card. This is one of you. Let's start narrowing. Killing your opponent's creatures because he has way too many on his deck. So, on the play field, so you want to start, you know, dwindling his numbers. Cold Blood, rogue deck, a Doi deck. Wraith, Druid, we already talked about that one. That one popped up again. Shadow Step, return a friendly minion to your house. It costs 2 less. Huh. That's if you want to save a creature. You have a feeling it's did its damage. Now you want to bring it back because you know it's going to be targeted. I'm guessing. Blizzard deals 2 damage to all enemies and freezes them. Wow. That's one of those cards you can use at the last second to save your ass. Eye for an eye. This is basically if a big creature comes at you and does damage to you, to your actual your main guy, it gets damaged right back to the enemy hero. So if a 5/5 creature or 10/10 creature hits you, it gets directed right back to the other player. We're only 11 cards in. Wow. We'll start getting a lot of doubles. Leopard No deals 2 damage to enemy hero when it dies. Nothing big about that. This one's nice. It has Wind Fury. Explain again. A Wind Fury creature can attack 2 times in 1 turn. Spiteful Smith. Your weapon has +2 attack. That's if you're playing with a weapon deck. I don't personally play with the weapon deck, so I don't really have use for that. Rare. Emperor Cobra. Destroy any minion damaged by this minion. Sounds almost like in Magic the Gathering, Basilisk. Like anything that attacks the Basilisk dies automatically. This is what sounds exactly like it. And another Divine Shield. It might go a little quicker now because most of these cards I already explained. Mana Wraith. All minions cost 1 more. It's good if you have a lot of mana to use and you see your opponent struggling. This is a little FU. You're struggling. So here, all minions cost +1 more. You struggle a little more. We explained what stealth is. Dust Devil, one of my favorite cards to use. Golden! Golden Paladin! Give a friendly minion Divine Shield. I'll explain that one too. And a Frost Elemental. Battlecry freezes a character. When it dies, it can freeze a character, or maybe it comes into play with Battlecry. Yeah. When it comes into battle, you can freeze a character. Let's see a legendary. Cruel Taskmaster gives 1 damage to minion, deals 1 damage to a minion, and gives +2 attack. Okay, it's a warrior card. Thralmar Farseer, Wind Fury, 3 to cast, 2 damage, 3. Charge and Divine Shield. Wow. 6 cast is kind of high, but it automatically comes out into play, and it has Divine Shield, so they can attack twice. I explained this in the beginning. This is a Hunter card. This one is really cheesy. When your heroes attack, deal 2 damage to all creatures around. I was like, ugh. In a fire, change the minion's attack equals to its health. That could be good in situational fights where a creature has a lot more health and you want to finish your opponent off. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Divine Shield again. Ooh, this Divine Shield is all classes. It's not just Pally. That's pretty cool. Gain control of enemy minion with 3 or less attack until the end of turn. Wow. Pretty cool. Acolyte of Pain, we talked about that one. Just minions have +1 to attack. Pretty cool. 2/2. And there's only 2 to cast. Epic! Give Beast +2 attack, immune to his turn. I've had this card come out many times. I hate Hunter decks. Conceal. Of course it gotta be a rogue card. Give your minion stealth until the next turn. Wow. Lightwell. At the end of your turn, restore 3 health to a damage-friendly creature. Oh wow, so gives 3 health. Oh wow, is this every turn? Yeah, at the start of every turn. That's pretty nice. A Tide Call. When a Murloc is summoned, place. I wonder if there's a Murloc deck, to be honest, because I see a lot of Murloc cards. I wonder if someone actually has a Murloc deck. Epic! Doomsayer. At the start of your turn, destroy all minions. Wow. That's a nice card if you're overwhelmed. If your opponent has his side full of creatures, this is a really nice card to use. It just gives you another breath. Oh! Oh! Legendary! Legendary! Archmage. Whenever you cast a spell, put a fireball into your hand. Woo! Oh! Oh! I'm sorry, but that's just... Whenever you cast a spell, you put a fireball spell into your hand. Woo! Enough said. Wow. That's worthy of being called a legendary. Wisdom. Choose your minion when it attacks, draw a card. Golden common. Golden common. Deals 2 damage to a minion. If it's friendly demon, give it +2 instead. We've dealt with that card before. We dealt with that card before. Holy Wrath. Draw a card and deal the damage equal to its cost. That could be pretty nasty if you pull the right card. Deal 1 damage to minion, give it +2 attack. We've done that card before. Angry Chicken again! Bloodsail Railer. Gain attack equal to attacks of your weapon. This can go more to a rogue deck, or who else has weapon? Someone else uses weapon. I forgot who it is. I know rogues use weapons. Warrior has a shield. They can also use weapons too. Oh, everyone can use weapons, but those decks mainly. Seer. Give all other Murlocs +2 health. This is the reason why I'm thinking someone should make an all Murloc deck. I don't know if there's enough cards to make an all Murloc deck. That's the thing. Corsair. Costs 1 less per attack of your weapon. This is, once again, if you're a weapon user, it's a good card to use. And another Divine Shield. We explain what Silence does. We really hate it. It doesn't let you use your abilities. Death Rattled. We explain what that is. Redemption. One of your minions dies. Return it to life with 1 health. Whew. Paladin deck. Kona Gold, we explain what that does. Rare. It's a weapon. A rogue weapon. Huh. I'm very bitter against rogue decks, if you don't know by now. Summons 2/1 Defiant Bandit, rogue deck. A Wisp, I talked about it last time. It's an awesome card. 1/1 creature with 0 cost. An agent does 2 damage when it I don't know what a combo means. That's a rogue one. Druid gives minions +4 attack and taunt. We talked about that one. You have a choice between attack, health, or taunt. This one we talked about. So most of these cards we're going through it a lot faster. I'm happy I got my 1 legendary. If I can get 2 legendaries out of this deck, I'll be ecstatic. Wind Fury, all classes. This one's pretty nice. Gets attacked twice. I talked about the Frost Elemental. You get to freeze a target when it first comes out. Naturalize, we've done with that. Talked about that one before. Mirror Entity, it's a secret. Opponent plays. Oh, it does a copy of whatever creature attacks your guy. Rare. Your card and powers restore health. Now deals damage instead. Huh. Of course, a priest deck. This is one of my favorite cards. I talked about this one. 1/1 with Wind Fury. Flare. All minions lose stealth. Wow. That's pretty cool. Give your beast +1 attack and charge. I've never seen that one. Unleash the Hounds. Of course, it's Hunter. Ice Barrier. We've seen that one. Epic! Wow. Destroy all minions. Once again, just like that Druid ability, if you're basically have no creatures or maybe 1 creature and your opponent has a ton of creatures and you know you're gonna lose in maybe 1 or 2 rounds, this is the card you pull out. You want to piss someone off. Another epic. Mage. When your hero takes fatal damage, prevent it from becoming immune this turn. Wow. What does fatal damage consist of? To me, fatal damage means you're about to lose the game. I might have to check on that, how it works. We talked about stealth. Amani Berserker and Rage. Every time it takes damage, it gains +3 attack. That's permanent. So you want to maybe keep this one healed up. A Knife Juggler. Summons a minion. It deals 1 damage to random enemy. Not bad. Another silence creature. Circle Healing restores 4 points to all minions for a 0 cast. Freaking heal deck. Golden Rare! Battle Cry gives all creatures taunt. Well, just adjunct's creature. Huh. Pretty nice. Another weapon. Frost Elemental. And Inner Fire. All cards I explained. They're gonna get much faster now. Hounds we just talked about. Mad Bomber deals 3 damage random split between all other characters. I've had that in the Mage deck, which is pretty cool. Misdirection, a character attacks your hero instead attacks another random character. That's pretty cool. Big creature's gonna come hit you for major damage. Misdirection, and it does damage to one of your creatures on the board instead of you. Divine Shield again. Eviscerate again. Demon Fire, we talked about that. I had the gold version of that card. Forked Lightning deals 2 damage and 2 random minions overall. That's pretty cool. I think I have this card. Angry Chicken again! Oh, I got like 3 Angry Chickens. Ooh, Harvest Golem. Summons a too much... Okay. Death Rattle means when it dies, the special effect happens. So it summons a 2/1 Golem. Brawl. Destroy all minions except 1. Choose randomly. I've actually had this played on me. It was actually my minion that survived. It was a totem. A 0/0/1 totem. Couldn't do anything. Mark of Nature gives a minion. We've talked about that one. Power of the Wild gives your minions +1 or summon a 3/2 Panther. It's a druid. Divine Shield we talked about. We talked about this one. Turns a feature to your hand. Bite gives your hero +4 attack for this turn and 4 armor. Not bad. If you put your weapon on that, you can do plus whatever the weapon damage is. Lightning Bolt, Shaman. This is pretty nasty. Deals 3 damage for 1 casting cost and only 1 overload. If you don't have a creature that has taunt on your deck, it's a must. They just lifesavers. Divine Favor draws a card until you have as many hands as your opponent. Nice. Sense Demons. Put 2 random demons from your deck into your hand. That's pretty nice, especially if you have some good cards you're waiting for. Venture Company Mercenary. All your minions cost... Your minions cost 3 more. I don't know how this card would play. I don't know. How would you play this card in deck? You want your... He's not a card that costs... He's 6 mana stones to summon. It's not a card that's a 1 mana stone. That would, pay for... Noble Sacrifice. It's a secret. When your enemy's attack, summon 2/1 defender as a new target. Vaporize. When the minion attacks your hero, destroy it. That's pretty cool. When your opponent plays a minion, deal 4 damage to it. Wow. Didn't just have this one before. Destroy a minion, the opponent draws 2 cards. I was in the beginning. An Oracle. Each player draws... I'm going to try to make... Hey, Nalagag. I might try... I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if there's many Murloc cards. So I don't know if it's actually possible to make a Murloc deck. But I'm going to try. Make an all Murloc deck. Hounds. Earthshock. Summons a minion, deals 1 damage to you. Berserker we talked about. Overwhelming Power we talked about. Another Drake we talked about that. Iron Dwarf, give minion +2 attack. That's pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about some of these battle cries is when it comes out, you can't use that special ability on that card itself. So if you have no other cards and you will have to play a card out, kind of sucks. We just talked about that one not too long ago. Blizzard deals 2 damage to all enemies and freezes them. This is a nasty cheese card. Divine Shield we talked about. And Raging Worgen we talked about. Noble Sacrifice we just talked about. Alchemist. Swap the attack and health of a minion. Once again, depending, you know, if a creature has more health and you want to do insane damage to your opponent, you just swap it real quick, do the damage. Hounds we talked about. Hyena we talked about. It's a really good card. Whenever a friendly beast dies, it gains +2/1. Cruel Taskmaster. This is the one we haven't seen. I don't think we have. Deals 1 damage to a minion and gives it +2 attack power. We're coming towards the end. We've opened up. Oh, I had a pack of 40, and we're on the 8th card, 8th pack. Unbound Elementals. I do play this card in my deck because I have a lot of overload cards. Every time when I put this guy out, he gets +1/1 if I play a card with overload. So since I have a few cards in there, at least a good maybe 20-30% of my card has overload. He can be very powerful. We talked about Stealth, Eviscerate, we talked about Fuck Doi, Dread Corsair, and Rare, Holy Wrath. We talked about Holy Wrath. Fairy Dragon. Cannot be targeted by spell or hero powers. Nice. Conceal. We talked about. Gives all your creatures stealth. Deadly Shot. Destroys a random enemy minion. There's another stealth kitty. Master Disguise. Ha! Rogue. Gives a friendly minion stealth. Fact number 7. Sunfear Protector. Gives a creature taunt. Nice card to have. Mad Bomber we talked about. Gives 3 damage split between. Mark Nature. Gives a creature +4 attack or health to taunt. Situational card. Golden Common. Dust Devil. Ooh, I might just use him because he's just awesome looking. In gold. I might put him into my deck instead of the regular ones I have. I love Dust Devils. They're awesome cards. And Gnome Leper. Rare Oracle again, a Murloc. Keeper of the Grove. Deals 2 damage or silences a minion. Not bad. It's another situation. Epic! Preparation. Haha! Rogue! Your next spell casts 3 less. I'm telling you, I've never seen a deck more cheesier than the Rogue deck. And Hunter. They're both just cheesy. And Trap. And with a trap, enemy minion attacks when turned into owner's hand. Plus, it costs 2 more. Hyena, whenever something dies, it gains +2/1. No, have you played Doi? This little cheesy, bitchy deck. Hounds. We talked about Hounds. We've South Sea Pirate. Another Hyena. We Keeper of the Grove. Summoning Portal. Your minions cost 2 less, but not less than 1. Okay. So it's the minimum it can cost is 1. It's a pretty cool card to use. Mark of Nature we talked about. Protector we talked about. Golem was pretty cool. Inner Fire we talked about. Secret Keeper. When a secret is playing, you gain 1/1. That's if you have a lot of secrets in your deck, you play that. I don't use any secrets yet. I mean, I have a few good secrets, but I really don't see a need for them. Worgen Infiltrator, nice little card for 1 cost. Taskmaster we talked about. Questing Adventurer. When you play a card, you gain +1/1. Wow. He could be really nasty if you bring him. If you draw him like in the 3rd round, and somehow he survives. Yeah, if you put a Divine Shield on him and just let him sit there, he can get pretty high in health. And a Stealth Kitty and a Weaponsmith gives you equips a 2/2 weapon. Down to the last 2 packs. Mark of Nature, we talked about that. A Wraith deals 3 damage to a minion and 1 damage. Draws a card. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. Wow. Gadgetzan Auctioneer. That's a pretty cool card. Slam, we talk about, deals 2 damage to minion. If it survives, draw a card. Savannah Hymane. Death Rattle. Summons 2/2 hyenas. How does a lion summon hyenas? I have a whole bunch of secrets. I just don't find use in the secrets. There's the last pack. Here's another Murloc. A Raider. Ooh, my 2nd one! Yes! Oh, he's a Shaman. Rare. I wanted this one. I was looking on how to crafting cards. He costs like 1,400 dust to craft. And I got him. Wind Fury, Charge, and Divine Shield Taunt. Nice card to put in. He just, basically, he comes out. He does a shitload of damage when he first comes out. But he's 8 cast, I mean, he comes out pretty late in the game. Soul of the Forest, give your minion Death Rattle, summons 2/2 Trent. Oh, that's okay. Got two legendaries in his deck. Inner Fire. Alright, so that's it.